Now, onto the book. Onto the book itself. Unlike most Christian fundamentalists who think the world was created in 6 days, 6,000 years ago, Adnan Oktar is an old Earth creationist. He understands what fossils are, and he agrees that they're old. His one point, which is bludgeoned home on every single page of this enormous book, is that ancient animals haven't changed. So that's his strategy, quite different from the Christian fundamentalists. His strategy is on every page he has a fossil, and then next door to it he has a modern animal, and he says, look, they're exactly the same as each other. I'm going to show you a few examples to show the depth of his zoological erudition. The first one on the left is a crinoid. A crinoid is a so-called sea lily. It's a member of the phylum Echinodermata. It is a relative of a sea urchin. It's a kind of sea urchin on a stalk. That's a fossil. On the right is what he says is exactly the same. What that is a sabellid worm. It's an annelid worm. It's related to earthworms. It's nothing whatever to do with echinoderms. Just to give you an idea of that, that's a very, very crude taxonomy of the animal kingdom according to modern zoology. You see that the animal kingdom is divided up into two main branches. On the left we have the so-called protostomes. This is all based on embryological criteria. On the right we have the deuterostomes, and this is a major, major division of the animal kingdom. These are two sub-kingdoms. An animal in the protostomes and an animal in the deuterostomes could not be more different from each other while still remaining members of the animal kingdom. And the sabellid worm, you see up at the top left, is an annelid. It's a protostome, and the crinoid is an echinoderm. It's a deuterostome. These things could not be more different if they tried, unless they became a plant or something. Here's another example. The fossil there is an eel, and he says it's 95 million years old. I have no reason to doubt that. The modern animal, which hasn't changed at all since the fossil eel, that's not an eel at all. It's a snake. It's a sea snake, a poisonous sea snake. You've probably seen them if you've dived in tropical waters. It's a poisonous sea snake belonging to the genus Laticorda. Once again, you couldn't be more different if you tried, so long as you stay a vertebrate. This is the champion one. There's a caddisfly in amber, which is 25 million years old. And look, it hasn't changed at all to the modern one. The modern one, the modern caddisfly, is a tide fishing fly. And it's still got its hook. Now, you might put that down to not just ignorance, but sort of carelessness. Maybe he didn't look very carefully, but I tracked this down to the website where he stole it, which is a website of a champion fishing fly tire. There it is. And you'll notice that the background, you see that sort of grey bit in the background? He's cut it out. He must have worked for a long time in Photoshop on this picture. And he still didn't spot that hook. Or else maybe he thinks that caddisflies really do have hooks.